So I have been really curious about Joe Salatin, per talking with Carl Molyneux about that in relation to veganism. That the Salatin farm, the polycentric, no, not polycentric, poly something farms, did not do the animal abuse, and I've now seen some of the material in regards to Joe Salatin, and it's sort of like this philosophy about raising cattle and raising them about, and that creates beautiful fields that are green and stuff like that somehow. And essentially, that part of it is being said it by a lot of people on the internet as being bunk. And the stuff that I've been seeing here from him, Joe Salatin himself, seems like it makes a lot of sense. And I don't see the stuff that other people are talking about. When I look at him talking, I wonder, where's the killing in relation to his animals and so forth? Where's the this? Where's the that? And I'm just seeing this thing that he's talking about here, and it just seems completely different from what he was talking about over at the other places or what other people were saying about him. So I'm rather confused about it. But so Culm only talked about the a lunatic farm. That's what it's a tour. And so I looked on here, saw this tour thing. The other one was part one, and when I first was introduced to this concept from him, I was like, that sounds really cool. I think I'd like to try this out myself. But does it involve killing animals? I don't know, and I have not seen that. And it just was at this point, around perhaps at this, I guess, 8 minutes in, where he was talking about his chickens and preventing them from laying their eggs, and he was essentially talking about them like being a stubborn child, and in other words, having to impose your will on them. This is the correct behavior, chicken. Essentially, as slaves in a sense, doing dominance on them, and to me, this seems to be very much in the realms of a violation of consent, because he was first saying it as being, well, it's a byproduct of this, and they lay an egg, and it's not a byproduct. It's this really intense process where you teach them to give you their egg, which is kind of, you know, taking their children. They sacrifice. You're teaching them to give you their children.